Welcome to Narrow Ground Entertainment. I'm Steve the Unimpressed. This is episode 13 of Steve Solo's 7 Days to Die Alpha 19, and I am sitting here looking out at the desert town that I built a base next to in the last episode. There's also a zombie wandering around in the corner of my screen, so let me just deal with that. There we go. In this episode, I'm going to head back to my main base. I should probably check on the farm because I can't remember exactly what stage that's going to be at. But I'm going to try and get some more gunpowder made up because tomorrow is the horde night, or the next horde night. And I want to make sure my ammunition supplies are fairly robust for those. So, I'm going to head back that direction now. Hello to you too. Any more? Nope, just the one. Anyway, back at base now. As it turned out when I got back to base, I really don't have enough nitrate powder at the moment to make all that much gunpowder. So I am going to have to go off and dig up some of that. However, I will start some bullet casings cooking in the forge so that those are ready when I get back. And I'm actually going to add all of my scrap brass to that smelting window so that it will melt down and I'll have more available next time. But I'm going to make 100 brass, well, 100 bullet casings. All of them are brass. And then when I get back, I will have 100 bullet casings ready to go. I will try to have at least 100 rounds of 7.62 made up for the horde night tomorrow. I actually have at least 300 or 400 rounds of 7.62 ammunition already, so I'm not exactly in danger of running out on this particular horde night. However, it's just a good habit to be in to make ammunition when you have the resources. And now off to the mines. Is that one zombie or many that I hear? Just one, although there's another off in the distance. One dead. Two dead. Okay, here we are at the farm, and it is in fact harvest day. I didn't remember that incorrectly. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up all of this stuff. Okay, everything is harvested except for this one cornstalk that is still in growing status. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. I might have to check and see if there are any bugs. But this is not growing at the same rate as the rest of the corn. And I'm not really sure why. I'll have to figure that out eventually. But the good news is all the pumpkins are growing at the rate that they're supposed to grow. I was able to craft 4 more farm plots. I'm only going to make 1 more pumpkin seed right now, although I do want to eventually get to 10 total pumpkin plants. Since I'm using them as my food source, and I harvest 2 from each pumpkin plant right now. So I harvested 14. It takes 5 to make a seed. So I'm only going to craft 1 more seed right now, and I will keep the other 9 pumpkins to make pumpkin pie so that I can eat. There, 1 additional pumpkin plant. Maybe I'll try and plant 2 next time. I don't know. We'll worry about that next time. For now, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with these other 3 farm plots. I think I have enough blueberries to make another seed, so I will do at least 1 of those. Now, what to use these other 2 farm plots for? What can I make right now without going back? Could make 2 more coffee seeds. Maybe I will do that. Although, I already have space for 2 more coffee plants to grow. Let's not forget to harvest the aloe vera. I think I will make 2 more coffee seeds. And I will just plant those in those empty slots that are already here. Come on, target the right thing. There we go. And then I think that if I have enough aloe vera back at the base, I will make 1 more slot for aloe vera and 1 more for corn. Let's check and see what I have back at base. Okay, I did in fact have more aloe vera, so I'm going to make another aloe vera seed and another corn seed. There. Here we go. 1 more aloe vera and 1 more cornstalk. I'm not entirely sure why this one is growing out of sync with the rest, but it could just be that I punched it at some point and had to put it back. Something to worry about in the future, I guess. Now, the reason I didn't want to use up all of my pumpkins making seeds is that I am out of pumpkin pie right now, and that is what I'm trying to rely on as my primary food source. So I'm going to make a little bit more of that. 5 more of that, in fact. Let's make sure I have the right amount of fuel in the fire. There. Let's go ahead and cook those. And while those are cooking, I'm going to pull our bullet casings out of the forge. I do have some gunpowder left over from the last time that I made gunpowder. And I think that it is enough. Yep, 346. That should be enough to make ammunition. Oh, I'm still missing bullet tips, aren't I? I don't remember if I have any of those stored up. Let me see. As far as I can tell, I do not have any bullet tips stashed away anywhere, so I'm going to have to make those at the forge as well. So it'll be a few minutes still before I can start making ammo. What I do have, however, is plenty of lead in the forge. Bullet tips are much cheaper than bullet casings to make in terms of the required resource. Bullet tips require 2 lead for each. Bullet casings require 6 brass. This is why brass is incredibly valuable. You want to have as much brass on hand as possible at all times. 5 more pumpkin pies and 100 bullet tips later, we are now ready to make ammunition. 7.62 millimeter, craft 100. Now that will just sit there and craft for the next 5 or 6 minutes, and then I'll be able to collect the ammo. It looks like I'm going to be spending tonight at the main base, so I'm going to use the cobblestone that I've crafted over the course of the day to finish upgrading the walls on the main base, at least to the extent I can. That might even get me the entire thing upgraded to brick. You do also gain a fair amount of experience for upgrading the various building blocks, so it is kind of worth doing that as time goes on. If your base is not as strong as it could be, not only do you get better defenses from upgrading it, but you also get some experience. And now all of my flagstone walls around this base are brick instead. I do still need to build up that section a little bit taller, though. A couple of days ago, zombies managed to get up on top of that wall during the night, and that was not thrilling. Maybe I'll work on that tonight. I'm not sure. It's either that or mining, and it's arguable which is a better use of my time. As time goes on, you also want to try and monitor your supply of repair kits. It is kind of annoying to have none when you suddenly realize you need one. I realized while I was out mining today, when my shovel broke, that I didn't have any repair kits with me. And when I got back to base, I realized that I don't have any at all. So now I'm making some new ones. My 100 rounds of 7.62 ammunition are done. So let me put those away. And yes, I had substantially more than 400 rounds ready to go now. Unlikely that I'm going to need all of that for tomorrow's Horde night, but can't hurt to have it on hand. I do plan to spend most of this night mining, so I might as well take this opportunity to explain why I'm so interested in having a constant supply of coffee growing at my farm, other than my real-world attachment to delicious, delicious coffee. What coffee does for you in the game is it has a better stamina regen buff than most of the other drinks that you can get. Even the pure mineral water, which is better than the regular water at rehydrating you, is not as good in stamina regeneration as coffee. It also boosts your cold resistance by a little, but I'm not usually as interested in that as I am in the stamina regeneration. So the faster your stamina is regenerating while you're mining, the faster you can mine. So that is the reason that I like to have a constant supply of coffee growing at my farm. So what I am going to do is I am going to mine until my stamina bar is pretty drained, and then I'm going to drink some coffee to increase the rate at which my stamina comes back, and then I should be able to keep mining, maybe not at a constant swing of the pickaxe, but pretty close. There we go. Our stamina has now gotten so low that I can't even swing the pickaxe. So, let's drink some coffee. And now my stamina is regenerating at a much faster rate. When I mine with coffee, I try to make sure that I can keep ahead of the regeneration effect so that my stamina bar is never completely full, but that takes a little bit of practice. And it also takes concentration at times, because I just failed at it right there because I was paying too much attention to talking. There, I've again managed to drain my stamina bar. It took significantly longer this time, and in the time it took me to repair my pickaxe, it actually refilled again, which is much faster than it would normally be. The little indicator you see above my stamina bar that's counting down is the duration of the coffee effect. So when that runs out, that's when the stamina regeneration buff wears off. So you want to do as much mining as you can while you still have that regeneration effect going. There, it took me a while, but I finally managed to get a warning that I didn't have enough stamina to mine while the coffee buff was active. However, mere moments later, I have an almost full stamina bar again. And the buff will be wearing off right about now. So now my stamina regeneration is back to normal. And it doesn't take very long after that for me to be out of stamina again. And it's regenerating, but it's regenerating more slowly. However, you can see I got quite a bit done in that amount of time. Most of this area was still filled in with rock and ore when I drank that first round of coffee. Not sure if I'll make any more use of it tonight. Possibly, possibly not. One thing that I do try to do when I'm mining with coffee is I try to get all my supports set up and ready before I take a drink. The process of building supports doesn't really use up much, if any, of your stamina. I think it actually doesn't use up any. So I don't want to have to stop and waste time building supports while my regeneration buff is active. It's a waste of resources. Of course, whether or not it's actually important to be that frugal with your resources is up for debate. Especially not when I have a entire field of coffee at the farm. My next section of support is in, and if you look at this part of the wall right here, you'll notice that there's 2 ore chunks and 1 gravel patch, but all of that is at the bottom of the section of wall. So what that probably is going to mean is this ore deposit is we're starting to reach the outer edge of this ore deposit. So soon we'll be out as far as there is anything, at least in this spot. There's still plenty of distance to go around the rest of the walls, and we'll only be interested in digging down. So let's mine out the rest of this wall and see how much more we get, if anything. Okay, it's a little hard to tell from this. I think that those textures are just the edge of what's on the floor. So let me just bang on that quick. Yeah, that's just regular rock. So there isn't much point in going further this way. There's no point in mining out nothing but stone unless you actually need a lot of stone, but I don't need that much right now. In the future, stone will be very useful because stone is one of the things you need to make cement. You actually need a lot of stone to make cement. So when I'm making cement, I'll be after all the stone I can get. But chances are the stone that I accumulate just from mining generally will be plenty. Regardless, we're not going to go out any farther in this section. Just like in this section, we'll stick to going down. And it looks like I have company. Wasted some ammo there. Alright, where are the rest? They're on the other side. That one's dead. Are there any more, or is that it? Sounds like that's it. Let's jump out there and get this loot bag quick. Anything good? Ah, some old cash and some beer. So not bad. And let's just fix up whatever pieces of the walls they were banging on. There, like it never even happened. And that's about where it's time to end this episode. Thank you for watching. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel to see more content from me, and if you'd like to help my channel grow, please share it with your friends. Goodbye and God bless.